Love yourself very, very much. But if I told you that a guy can be completely in love with you and never say a single word about it, but his body already told you everything, most people like to life totally blind to the silent signals happening right in front of them. But after watching this video, you'll never miss them again. Let's get into it. 1. The eye contact that changes everything. Okay, let's start with something super powerful. His eyes. Most people think eye contact is just being polite, but honestly, the way a guy looks at you tells you everything you need to know about what's going on inside his head. When a man is genuinely attracted to you, his eye contact becomes longer, softer, and way more intentional. He's not just glancing at you, he's looking at you like you're the most interesting thing in the room. Psychologists call this paralyzed gazing, and it's one of the strongest biological signals of attraction that humans have. Here's what makes it even more interesting. When we look at someone we like, our pupils actually get bigger. It's completely automatic. Your brain can't fake it. So if you notice his pupils are dilated when he's talking to you, that's your body's way of saying pay attention. Something real is happening here. Another thing to watch is what happens after he looks away. Does he look back within a few seconds? That's called the look back, and it means he literally can't stop thinking about you even when he's trying to play it cool. In everyday life, you can use this knowledge right now. Next time you're talking to someone you're curious about, pay attention to how long they hold your gaze. A second or two is normal conversation. 3 to 5 seconds, that's enough. And if they keep catching your eye from across the room, yeah, they're into you. Don't overthink it. Your gut already knows. This is just the science backing it up, too. The way he positions his body toward you, here's something most people completely miss in real life, where someone points their body as where their mind is. This is called torso orientation in psychology, and it's honestly one of the most reliable signs of attraction you'll ever find. When a guy is attracted to you, his whole body naturally turns toward you, even in a group setting. His feet point in your direction, his chest faces you, and even when he's talking to someone else, you'll notice a part of him is still angled your way. It's unconscious, and that's exactly why it's so honest. Think about it. When you're bored or uninterested in someone, you naturally start shifting away, checking your phone, turning slightly to the side. But when you're genuinely into someone, your body faces them like a sunflower following light. That's not poetic, that's actual biology at work. Now, here's how to use this in your real life. If you're on a date or just hanging out with someone, take a second to notice where his body is facing. Is he leaning in? Are his knees pointing toward you when you're sitting down? These are small things, but they stack up into a really clear picture. And if he's physically close to you, closer than he needs to be for the conversation, That's called proximity seeking, and it means that he wants to be in your space. He's drawn to you without even realizing it. Once you start noticing this stuff, you literally can't stop seeing it everywhere. And it makes understanding people so much easier, real quick. If any of this is already clicking for you, hit that like button right now. Seriously, it takes 1 second and it tells me you want more of this kind of content. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? This is exactly the stuff nobody teaches you, but everybody needs a subscribe. And let's keep going. Siri, the smile that's only for you. Not all smiles are created equal. And once you understand this, you'll see people completely differently. There's a huge difference between a polite smile, the one we give to strangers or our boss, and a genuine smile that someone just can't hold back when they see you. Psychologists call the real one a Duchenne smile, named after the science who first studied it. The difference is in the eyes. A fake or polite smile only involves the mouth, but when someone is genuinely happy to see you or genuinely attracted to you, the smile reaches their eyes. You'll see little crinkles in the corners and their whole face kind of lights up. You literally can't fake this muscle movement on command. So when a guy sees you and his whole face changes, not just his mouth, but his eyes, his energy, everything. That's real. That's not something he practiced. Now think about how you can apply this today. When someone smiles at you, take 1 extra second to look at their eyes. Are they actually smiling or just moving their mouths? This works in friendships, in romantic relationships, in work settings, everywhere. And here's a bonus tip from psychology. When we're attracted to someone, we also smile more often and for longer than usual. So if he's constantly grinning around you, laughing at things that aren't even that funny, finding reasons to smile, he's not just being nice, he's happy you exist. And that's a really beautiful thing to notice. 4. Mirroring. The silent I'm like you. This one is absolutely fascinating, and once you see it, you'll notice it literally everywhere. It's called mirroring, and it's one of the most powerful unconscious signs of deep connection and attraction. When someone mirrors you, they're copying your body language without even realizing it. You cross your legs, they cross their legs. You lean in, they lean in. You pick up your drink, they pick up their drink. Seconds later, it sounds almost too simple, but research in psychology and neuroscience shows that mirroring happens because of something in our brain called mirror neurons. Cells that literally fire when we observe someone else doing something, as if we're doing it ourselves, and we do it. Most of us people we like, trust, and are attracted to. It's our brain's way of saying, I want to connect with you. I want to be in sync with you. Here's why this matters in your real life. If you're on a date and you casually change your posture Lean back, tilt your head, rest your chin on your hand, and within a minute or two, he does the same thing. That's a really strong sign he's like in on you. His brain is literally tuning into your frequency. You can even use mirroring on purpose to build connection. If you're talking to someone you like, subtly mirror their posture and energy. It builds trust and makes people feel comfortable with you without knowing why. This works in romantic relationships, friendships, a job interviews, everywhere human connection matters. Drop it in the comments right now. Has a guy ever shown you all these signs and Essa never said a word about how he felt? Fine, and he touches his face more around you. Okay, this one might surprise you, but hear me out. It's backed by solid psychology and it shows up constantly in real life. When a guy is attracted to you and maybe a little nervous around you because attraction and nervousness actually feel very similar in the body. He tends to touch his face more. We're talking about rubbing his jaw, touching his lips, running his hand through his hair, scratching the back of his neck. These are all what psychologists call self-soothing gestures, and they happen when someone is in a heightened emotional state. Attraction does that. It raises your heart rate, makes you more self-conscious, and triggers small nervous habits you probably don't even notice in yourself. Here's what's especially interesting. The back of neck touch is one of the most reliable signs. It's a subconscious comfort gesture that people do when they're feeling exposed, vulnerable, or uncertain of feelings that come with genuine attraction. It's like the body is trying to protect itself while also being pulled toward you. So in your daily life, when you're talking to someone and you notice they keep adjusting their hair or touching their face more than usual, don't write it off. Combine it with other signals. It's telling you something real. And if it happens right after you say something or look at him in a certain way, even more meaningful. Pay attention, the body is always speaking even when the mouth is quiet. 6. He finds reasons to touch you. Physical touch is one of the most honest expressions of attraction that exists. And the way someone chooses to touch you or finds reasons to says so much about how they feel. We're not talking about anything dramatic here. We're talking about the small, accidental touches that don't feel accidental at all. A hand on your shoulder when he's making a point, a light touch on your arm when he's laughing, brushing against you when walking side by side, even though there's a plenty of space guiding you gently with a hand on your back. These micro touches are incredibly intentional even when they look casual, because touching someone you're attracted to releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone in both people. His brain is literally rewarding him for being close to you. Psychologist Dr. Helen Fisher talks a lot about how touch is a primary attachment signal, meaning it's one of the ways we tell another person you matter to me without using words. Here's how this plays into your real life. If someone consistently finds a small, genuine reasons to make physical contact with you, that's not coincidence. And pay attention to how long the touch lasts. A quick tap is friendly. A slightly longer touch where his hand lingers for just a second more than necessary. That's something else entirely. You can also notice how he reacts when you touch him. Does he lean in slightly? Does he smile? Does he go quiet for a second? Those reactions tell you everything. Touch is the language underneath the language, and once you learn to read it, connection becomes so much clearer. Be honest, which one of these signs are different for you. Tell me in the comments which signal you've been totally ignoring this whole time. 7. He stands taller and takes up more space. This one comes straight from evolutionary psychology, and it happens completely below the level of conscious thought, which makes it one of the most honest signals there's. When a man is in the presence of someone he's attracted to, he instinctively does something fascinating. He expands, he stands taller, pulls his shoulders back, lifts his chin slightly, and generally takes up more physical space. This is called postural expansion, and it's a deeply wired behavior that's been observed across cultures and even in other primates. Biologically, it's a display signal. His body is trying to appear more confident, more capable, more worth noticing. It's not arrogance, it's attraction. There's another related behavior worth knowing. He might also adjust his appearance when he sees you, fixing his hair, straightening his shirt, adjusting his color or watch. These little grooming gestures are what psychologists call pruning, and they happen because his brain is saying, I want to look good for this person. It's automatic. Most guys don't even know they're doing it. So, in your everyday life, this is actually a really reassuring signal to watch for, because it means attraction isn't always loud or obvious. Sometimes it's just a guy standing a little taller the moment you walk into the room, or soothing down his shirt when he spots you from across the space. These quiet shifts and behavior are actually some of the most genuine signs you'll ever see, because nobody performs them on purpose. They just happen because you make them happen. 8. He leans in when you talk. Leaning in during a conversation sounds small, but it is genuinely one of the most telling body language signals that psychology has documented when it comes to attraction and interest. When someone is drawn to you, they physically close the distance between you. They lean their body toward yours during conversation, especially when there's a background noise. But even when there isn't, this goes beyond just trying to hear you better. It's a whole body expression of interest. His torso taps forward. He might rest his elbows on the table to get closer, and the physical gap between you gradually shrinks over the course of the conversation. This is what researchers call approach behavior, and it's the opposite of what we do with people we're indifferent to or uncomfortable around. We create more space with those people, not less. And here's the really practical part. You can test this in real time. If you lean back slightly during a conversation and he follows, leaning in a bit more to maintain the closeness, that's a strong signal. His body is chasing the connection without his brain even approving it. And pay attention to the distance between you over the course of an interaction. If it starts at a normal social distance and gradually gets closer as the conversation goes on, that's not accidental, that's attraction doing what attraction does, pulling two people together like gravity in your relationships and daily interactions. Learning patterns are honestly one of the fastest ways to read the room. Who's leaning in and who's leaning out? That alone tells you so much. If this video helped you see things a little clearer, hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss what's coming next. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. 9. His voice changes around you. Here's something most people never think to pay attention to, but once you know it, you'll notice it constantly, and it absolutely changes how you understand attraction. When a man is into someone, his voice actually changes. Research from psychology and communication science shows that men tend to lower their voice pitch slightly when talking to someone they're attracted to. It becomes a little deeper, a little slower, a little softer. This is partly subconscious biology. A deeper voice is traditionally associated with confidence and strength, and his body is doing its best to make a good impression without his brain sending a meme. But beyond pitch, there's also pacing and tone. He might slow down when he's talking to you specifically, taking more care about his words. His tone becomes warmer, more personal, like he's not just having a conversation, he's having this conversation with you and it matters. You might also notice that he laughs more easily around you, or that his laugh sounds different, more relaxed, more genuine. Laughter is a bonding mechanism, and when someone is comfortable and attracted, their laughter becomes more open and less controlled. In your real life, stop paying attention not just to what people say, but how they say it. The shift in someone's voice when they genuinely engage with you versus just making small talk is actually very noticeable once you tune into it. It's one of those signals that's impossible to fake consistently, which makes it incredibly reliable. Listen to the music of how he speaks to you. It tells you more than the words ever will. 10. Putting it all together. Reading the full picture. Now that you've gone through all 9 signals, here's the most important thing a psychologist would want you to take away from all of this. Don't rely on any signal sign in isolation. One signal alone can mean many things, but when you start stacking them together, the prolonged eye contact, the body turns toward you, the genuine smile that reaches his eyes, the mirroring, the face touching, the reasons to make contact, the postural expansion, the leaning in, the voice shift, when multiple of these show up consistently and the same person around you. That's not coincidence, that's a pattern. And patterns don't lie. The reason body language is so powerful is exactly because it bypasses the brain's editing system. People can carefully choose their words, they can decide what to say and what not to say, but they can't fully control their posture, their pupils, their mirroring behavior, their proximity instincts, or the way their voice softens. These things just happen, driven by emotion and biology. So, if you've been second guessing yourself in a relationship or wondering if someone is genuinely interested, stop trying to read the text messages and start reading the room. Start reading the body in your daily life. Going forward, use these signals as a toolkit and not to obsess or overanalyze, but to feel more confident and grounded in what you're expressing. Trust what you observe, and if someone's body is consistently screaming attraction every time you're around them, believe it, because the body always tells the truth, even when people don't. That's the real power of understanding body language. It gives you clarity, and clarity makes everything in love and connection so much easier to navigate. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. That seriously means everything. Now go send this to your person and let them figure it out themselves. See you in the next one. Have vibes.